Right. So the file that this is the file is called Bones Rig Master or something like that. Let me double check. This is the file that you're gonna get. It's called Bones Rig Imp Start, and this is the file that we're currently looking at now. See, one thing that I did uncover in the last video was generating the ribs, but all these are really again are just just joints on the side connected to the spine. This is to help with the torso, the body deformations when you attach it to the skin. So anywhere there's a bone, that's going to be an influence on how the skin warps. You'll see what happens when we bind it to the bind the skin to the model. Anyways, if we take a close look at the file here in the hypergraph, you'll see that everything has been labeled properly. We have the imp skin right here, which we're going to bind to the bones after we rig it up properly. We have the imp base, spine all the way down to the neck, head, skull top, the chest, left chest, shoulder, all that good stuff. Everything has been labeled. Hip, and everything else. So, everything's good to go. Everything's ready. All we got to do now is set up a few manipulators. First of all, we're going to set up an IK handle, clicking on the hip here and the ankle. Now, if you all remember from the exercise with the crane, we're going to create IK handle. I'm going to hit reset. Alright. So, generally we leave the rest of these settings alone, but for feet, for an IK handle that works with feet, I'll show you what happens when we use two separate IK handle settings. For what we're going to need rotate plane solver, so make sure that's selected. That's going to come in handy later on for another option that I'll show you. Now I'm going to leave everything as it is. I'm going to click here and here, and now we have an IK handle that has been generated. Using the hypergraph here, you'll see that the right hip now has an influencer affecting it. And if we take a look at the handle here, I'm going to switch to the move tool and I'll move this guy up and down. Oops, I think it's because my snap to grid is all, there we go. So we'll look at it from the side view here. There we go. And there's the foot. Move it up, move it down, move it left to right. Now it's taking the rest of the bones on the right. But check this out. If I click the base here and I move the legs or move the whole frame, you'll notice that the IK handle and everything moves with it. But I want to show you another option that is actually made for working with the model and the feet, or the model's base and the feet. So I'm going to get rid of that IK handle by simply selecting it, hitting delete. See, it removes the influence off of the bones. And now I'm going to go back to my, what is it called, skeleton, create IK handle options. I'm going to leave everything the same, except I'm going to click sticky. You'll see what this does here in just a little bit. So I'm going to click sticky. I'm going to click the same joints, the hip and the ankle. Generated an IK handle. It works exactly as it did before. See? Only this time, if I were to select the base of the skeleton, look at what happens when I move the hip down. See there? See, that's how you get that form of animation when it comes to working with a joint. You see, that sticky option, I'm going to do this to the left hand side too. Sticky option allows us to create a IK handle that allows us to do this. Say, You could very easily do that to any other joint, but you wouldn't want that option for the arm. See, we're going to put an IK handle on the arm later on, but you wouldn't want it to be sticky like that. That's usually just something that you use for the feet. And it's kind of give it that illusion that its legs are sitting on something solid as the pelvic area moves up and down, even jumps into the air. See? So it doesn't take a whole lot to get this thing rigged up. And of course, like I've been saying before, it's always good to label your handles. So this right here would be left, right, or right and left, depending on which one it is. See, I'm already getting mixed up here. Okay, so this is my right, and this is my left. So you may notice that when I select the handle and then move it about, did you notice how the joints were moving? You know, you get weird. Sometimes you get weird. What do they call it? You get weird leg movements depending on where the item is being moved about. Well, we can fix that with a simple item that will determine the direction of the knee. You'll see what I mean in the next video. It's just a little item that helps to point and keep the knee centered, or so more or less like will determine the direction of the bone. See, if I were to move this guy downward like that, see how the knees are coming together and folding in a natural way as well. There's an item that can help with that. It can say, okay, at this level, I'm going to point the joint in the other direction, so that way we don't get this weird cross intersecting bone thing happening. But we'll do that in the next video.